Hey guys, this is Grant Hubbard, G Deals, the custom gutter guy. And I just want to let you know, if you are not paying attention to these podcasts, that we really would enjoy you getting on board. If you're in the gutter business or something similar, you have access right now to a couple gentlemen that are powerhouses in this industry. I highly recommend that you reach out. We've got the Gutter app coming out. We've got gutter growth going on. And, the way that they're putting all this stuff together is going to put you in a position to follow systems and make money. And so I just wanted to let you know the custom gutter guy approves of this message. Tim, talk to me real quick about your lights, man. The trailers, those things are sexy, bro.
You like them?
Yeah, I do, of course.
Yeah, man. I think I nailed it. I mean, you could always do better, but I think I had to move quick too. So I mean, for as quick as I moved, I think it worked out pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I threw this whole thing together in like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. I'm really impressed with what you're doing right now. That's going to be really cool. And you saw my message last night, right? So everybody loves what you're doing. So that's going to be cool too. We love that. We love that. That's awesome. When do you think you're going to put your first light on? What does that look like for all of you guys in the light?
Well, it's
Frank,
going to be
doing lights?
No, I'm sorry. I'm muting because I have a guy spraying water behind me here.
Okay, no worries.
I'm going to mute for a couple minutes. Hold on.
Yep.
There he goes. No, I'm not doing lights, but I was talking to Tim about the same stuff. He's what a sexy set of trailers over there. Is the second one getting wrapped now?
Yeah, the second one's getting wrapped now. I did my
Before you came on, Grant, I was asking him what he's got. He's got a bunch of jobs lined up already.
I know. So when do they start? When are you going to do your first, end of October or what? What does that look like?
So I'm sponsoring an event for the community. They have a lights community, a light show that they do every single year. They've been doing for like 9 years. They had a bunch of different vendors. It was the Botanical Gardens. They had a bunch of different vendors that they would do like different sections of it. Well, a lot of these vendors were like super old, like 76 years old, and six vendors retired all the same year because they were all like buddies. And so then they were like, oh man, what are we going to do? And they didn't really have the funding to do anything. So it was almost like they were going to have to not do the show.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of stepped in. I said, I'll do all the trees. So I'm coming in and I'm sponsoring it, and I'll have a big banner and I'll be on the website.
Dude, you stepped in shit so fast. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did. That's so cool.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, and then I sold a couple jobs. I put out like 450 signs this week.
Mm-hmm.
So the phones are pretty much blowing up. I'm getting like 10 calls a day right now, 8 or 10.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we've only done maybe 8 quotes, but I got like another 20 to do, and the ball's starting to roll. So I'm trying to do maybe like 30, 40 quotes a week. It'll probably pick up to 60, 70 quotes a week as soon as November rolls around.
Wow. Are you doing those all virtual, or are you doing those like?
I got a salesman. He used to work for me for Gutter Pros like 5 years ago. So
that's the way to do it.
Salesman, got office manager. Just running it like I would, like I did the gutter company.
Yeah, and we were just talking. I can't remember because we've done 10 podcasts, all three of us, and you and him, and me and you, and in like 9 days, I feel like. But you were just talking about how, of course, if you were back in the gutter business, you've sold your company now and you were very successful in it. But if you went back into it and knew now.
He thought he was out. We're about to drag him back in.
Yeah, he thought.
He thought just when he thought he was out.
Well, a guy like Tim, he's busy right now. Right, Frank, you're busy. I'm busy, but Tim's really busy right now getting the light thing going. But here's a shout out to you, Tim. A guy like you, which is you, Tim Crouch, you're going to spend some time on this light thing, and you're going to be able to sit back and put your hands up. It's going to run itself because of all your knowledge right now, right? That's the type of people you two are. So I already know. You got to put in your 90 days, 6 months, whatever it is, get through a season, and then this thing's going to be hand over.
I'm going to automate it.
And that's the exciting part. Talking to you again this time next year is going to be like,
Yep.
You and Frank are going to be in Cabo, and I'm going to be here with my retention.
Did I mention I'm in the presidential suite right here?
I believe it. No, that's beautiful.
Papa, muchas gracias. Bueno, spicy margarita. Sí, gracias.
What'd you do today? Give me a hot point for today, Frank. Yeah, even if it was nothing. What was the best part of your day up until?
Everybody thinks I'm pulling my putt. Everybody thinks I have it easy, man. I worked all day. I worked 3 hours this morning. It's pouring rain in Connecticut. Pouring. They got 4 inches of rain. I mean, I'd be, if I wasn't on this call, I'd be doing a rain dance right now, celebrating.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm excited.
Everything's flooded. There's a lot of people flooded. I mean, it's serious stuff, right? People losing their houses, but this is why we pay for insurance.
You guys got a lot of rain. Oh.
Right now, no, it's pouring rain. I have staff running out to key clients that take care of me. Oh yeah, buddy, you got it. Yeah. We take care of them, and we run right out. And I got staff they're pumping out basements and pumping out yards. And I was on the phone so I'm 3 hours behind ET, my normal time zone. I'm in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico right now. So my day started at 6 o'clock today, and I slid out of a very dark bedroom that my wife and children, my 2-year-old and my 3-year-old, were sleeping in. And I went out into the balcony like a wacko with my hair, this balcony here. My hair was like this, and I had no shirt on, and I had my cell phone, and I was taking calls, and somebody was cleaning the pool behind me. They're like, who is this monster? And I didn't care. I was on the phone with an engineer. I was on the phone with another engineer. I was on the phone with 2 of my guys. So it was 9 a.m. It was late for me. They were like, where's Frank sleeping in? I'm like, dude, it's 6 a.m. here. So I worked till 11 my time. So 6 to 11. But I mean, it's 93 degrees and my kids are happy, and
perfect. That's all.
I've had a number of cocktails, and I had a very nice lunch, and
it's nice to be able to get away and work. I like working, but I mean, it's nice to be able to get away and you could work. A lot of people are confined to where they're at.
Well, you confine yourself, and it sounds stupid, right? Like, oh, yeah, cost a fortune to travel. I'll tell you, it did for a while. I was the money was too prohibitive, but as soon as I got to a point where I could afford to travel for I'm on a 2-week vacation.
Right.
I sound like an asshole. I sound like a glutton. I sound like a glutton. I have phenomenal staff that they know I'm away for 2 weeks. Some of my staff respect us, and they get it, and they know when something matters, I'm on the phone, and when I'm not on the phone, I'm taking care of them. And then I have some people that don't value that, and they don't need to be part of my business. But
right.
To me, for the owners out there, for the entrepreneurs, learn how to vacation and live like this, because I'm working, I'm still making money, I'm plugged in, and I'm dealing with heavy duty decisions every day. Sometimes it sucks, and I'm still dealing with a little bit of stress. Torrential rain, and at home, there's stress.
Yeah, but it's different though, right? When you're on vacation working, like you said, it's just a change of pace, it's a different air. If you need to stop putting the phone down.
I'm here. As soon as I hang the phone up, I'm here. It's awesome. So, but the other thing is too, it's more medicinal, and it's become medicinal for me in the last 4 or 5 years, where I'm like, I force myself to do this because I have to afford it. It's not free. I have to afford it. I have to have a good year to afford it. Yep. And then it's like this dangled carrot, that like a Bugs Bunny cartoon with a carrot on a stick that I hang out in front of myself. I have to run all year to make this freaking vacation happen. It goes to this. If you could do this, you self-motivate. Everything
keeps growing.
Yeah. Well, the difference is too, everybody's talking about it, right? Working on your business versus in your business. You can't do the vacations. You can't do the stuff if you don't have the systems, right? Yeah. You don't have the staff.
The people. It's more about the staff.
Staff is a part of the system. So, yeah. Well, I'm so happy to see you there. That's good. Tim, what was the date though? Just because anybody watching this is going to wonder, when is your first light job? Do you know what's that season?
Well, I have one scheduled out that they want before Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be doing some installs, not next week, but the week after.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And then I'm going to try to snowball it from there and keep it, it's going to be a slow crawl throughout October. November is going to be nuts. Next year, I'm going to have all the repeats in October. I'm going to make everyone that's, already a customer, they got to get done before November 1st. So I'm going to do all of them in October, and then I'll have all new people starting in November. That gives me a little bit more time to sell new clients, and the ones that we're redoing are going to go up faster because it's already built out, right? You're just putting it back up. You're not having to cut wires, and you're just reinstalling it.
Have you done any
for a while?
Oh, go ahead, Frank.
Sorry. Is this like what's the play for you? Is this like endless? Like, who knows?
Well, what I want to do is have like 30, 40, 50 locations. And I want to partner with gutter companies that basically,
love your mind, bro.
But good companies, right? I'm not going to partner with any slouches,
Yeah. People that know how to work systems and plug and play, right?
Yeah, and I'm just going to put the system in place, run everything remote. I'm going to take all the calls from my main office, control everything.
Control the customer service is the point.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But they're going to be guaranteed for success.
Let's agree. Let's agree. The branding and the first impact, right, for that consumer, the first thought of who they're dealing with. Because as consumers yourself, you see a site, you're like, you could even look at a site and you could say, okay, they could probably get the job done, but the site looks a little tired, so they're a little cheap and they don't put back into the business, or they're a little stale. They don't really have a good marketing concept, but they look like they could get the job done. I'll still hire them. But what if you could check off all the boxes? What if your site is just snappy as hell and like cutting edge and like the most efficient and sharp looking site there is, and you have all that content and all the keywords, and you're checking off all the boxes on can you get the work done? Like, that's where it's at, right?
Yeah.
To me.
Tim,
well, I'm lucky this year because my son turned 18 earlier in the year, and he's got tons of friends, and they're all gym rats, so they're all in great shape.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I could probably snag like 8 of them.
My biggest question for you is, have you got to the point, because I know you're crazy busy, but you find the time. We talked at the very beginning about like the cities, how I was interested in out your way, all the way north, whether it's Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, right, Delray Beach, all those, how they light up that little main street.
Right.
Do you think that there's really good money in that, or do you think that's kind of like the apartment bid war where you just
there's money in that. There definitely is. I know somebody that just sold a $450,000 lights job to the city, and they got him on a 3-year contract. So he's going to be
plan with going after that
75-80% profit on that year 2, year 3. He won't do that the first year, but I mean,
yeah. Do you have a game plan to grab PSL or any of those like boardwalks or main streets? Or
I'm going to. I'm not trying to do it this year. I'm trying to just iron out all the kinks, and I'll start going after that stuff next year. I'm just trying to systematize everything. I got company handbooks, contracts, non-competes. I'm not going to have someone come in here, word my business, and take the business. I'm serious about my business now. I'm running this completely corporate-like. That way I can duplicate it and get 30, 40 locations out there. So everything's just going to be systematized down to everything, training, everything.
Are you building those manuals yourself right now?
Yeah, between me and hiring some people to help. But like the non-compete, I did all that on AI.
Right.
And it's just, you can't accept the simple version they give you. I'm like, no.
It needs to be embellished.
Yeah.
And you just keep tweaking it. So it's not like you can just say, hey, do it for me. You have to work with it. And you know how to work with it. You can get more out of it. So I just did that. It didn't take long.
No, it's good.
Nice.
Whew.
Scrubbing it up. So we actually talked about talking about systems. that was the theme that we thought we might talk about today, but man, there's so much else going on. I don't know.
I guess, for the guys that haven't started a business before, first you want to check out, you want to register with the state, get your company incorporated, figure out whether you want it structured as a S corporation or whether you wanted to go the LLC route. I'm more familiar with S corps, so that's what I did with this company. I don't know if I'll talk to my accountant. I don't know if I'll keep it that way when I start expanding or what I got to do. But you want to register with the state. You want to make sure that you get your EIN number. That way you can set up your bank account. Once you get the bank account set up, you're going to want to start your branding. So you want to get a logo made. So that was one of the first things I did was get a logo made. Once I had that, I kind of had a feel for what the brand was going to look like. And then I started working on marketing pieces. You get your business cards, door hangers, street signs, all that stuff, websites.
Don't forget about those $4 yard signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you guys pay? $4.
$4.
Yeah.
$4.
$4. I think we're
that was double-sided.
That's what
that was a hell of a deal.
We're at like $6, but I know our signs are amazing. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know what it is if you order 50 of them, but I got like 900 of them. So, I mean, I ordered quite a bit. I don't do anything small. So, I mean, like literally I'm getting calls right now from a lot of my friends saying, oh my God, I see your signs everywhere.
Yeah, because you put out 500 of them, right?
I put out 500 in 3 days.
Yeah.
You better see them.
Yeah, the city's feeling me. So
here's a question that we can talk about too. Let's answer the question for the people, right? All the people are asking the same questions. Like, if you guys understand how these chats work, not you two, at the very top, you can search keywords and pull up all the conversations. So let me educate you real quick. If you want to know about dogs, and we've talked about dogs, you can just go up there and type dog in, and it'll bring up all the conversations. So we don't have to ask the same question over and over and over. But 2 signs, people keep asking, do signs work? I'll go last. What do you guys think about signs?
Yes and no. It's a mix. Like, it's totally, you go from zip code to zip code, and you can get a yes on one zip code. You can cross the town line, you get a no. It's totally, not only does it, even if you're in a place that does work, you have to hammer it. Like, you have to be resilient. You have to be like tenacious about it, and just every single job, you got to talk to the homeowner so they don't pull it out when you leave, and like win them over so they let it sit there for 30 days or whatever. Yes. You got to have a system behind it. And a system means it's going to cost you a little bit because you got to assign somebody to maybe go back and pull them and cycle them and whatever. But they work if you work the system. But then in some zip codes, it's like a blackout. You're getting calls from town hall, like, get that damn thing out of here. You got 10 calls today about your signs. Get them out.
Right.
My tactic was not really trying to piss off the city, so I wasn't going to like major street, crossways or anything like that. I was going inside plazas. They're generally privately owned, and it's going to be up to the employee whether they're lazy or not lazy, whether they're going to pick the sign up or not pick the sign up, and most of them just don't give a shit. So if you put them in plazas or rural areas, it's going to last longer. I mean, signs are expensive, so to throw it on a corner that you're only going to get exposure for
1 or 2 days,
sometimes it's hours, 2 hours. So now you got 4 of them on every corner. So
Karen's out there pulling them up, calling you, super mad.
Yeah,
you're so mad.
I actually haven't really gotten that, and I'm so surprised because I really pounded it. What I have gotten was that's the most beautiful sign I've ever seen.
That's the other thing I wanted to say, right? And you have to have a good sign, just like you have to have a good branding, a good wrap, right? You have to have a good website. You guys, everything that you do has to be good or great in order for it to actually work and in line with some systems. So if you got a janky sign, or the name of your gutter company is like Jay's Gutter Company. Sorry, Jay, or whatever,
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go a little deeper on that, if you don't mind.
And I want to say too, real quick on the signs, because I know we're going on a tangent here. Definitely, I always put the signs the same thing in strip malls. in entrances to strip malls, the only time they get pulled up is when the grass get cut, maybe once a month or something. Pulling into the mall, I'm going to stop and hold up a bunch of traffic and put signs outside of pizzerias, like family places, Chuck E. Cheese parking lots, like those little strip mall type things, signs at all the entrances. They'll be there for a long time.
All right, so
Do you remember
said
when pizzerias used to put people's flyers on the pizzas?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone does that anymore.
Well, so let's. And I'm playing devil's advocate totally, but
Right.
I don't care. I have to do it because I'm speaking for my local territory.
Yep.
Some signs could look janky, but what about the thought that yard sign in general is a janky concept?
No, it is. It is a janky concept, but it works.
Well, I don't think it's something.
I want to dig into this. I want to dig
into a main lead source, right? Like right now, I'm doing a launch, so I'm in like growth mode. Right. So I really don't care. I need calls coming in, so it's solving.
No, I'm not hating on it. I think it's. I have boxes of them.
No, I get it. I don't think that it's a strategy to piss everybody off with. Like you need to do it hard, do it all at once.
Yep.
But don't do it all
Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I agree.
We
Not
started the
all
call
year
talking about
long. Litter your city up. That's annoying.
When you're ready for growth mode or you need to accelerate real quick, do it once or twice a year and make the whole city feel it. But don't abuse it where you're littering their parking lot every other week.
All right, so there you go. There's the take home.
You guys, if somebody calls you and you don't answer the phone, they go to the next company.
You're a dummy. You're a dummy. Let's start with that.
Another time we'll talk about something we just did personally that's crazy. We're never going to miss a single, not even an answering service can jack this up. But just when you get a hold of the customer and say you're going to be there at Tuesday at 9, it's nothing wrong with calling them at Monday in the afternoon, reminding them that you're coming, calling them 30 minutes before you get there, complimenting them, letting them talk, not knocking on the door and standing 2 foot from the door. Back the hell up. Even pre-COVID, I was doing that. Letting people feel comfortable and welcome to come out and constantly talk about that white glove service, that 5-star service. We talked about with you, Tim. We constantly
that gutter school 10-step process.
Yes, and that's awesome. I think you're on 3 right now, right?
Did we publish 4 yesterday?
Or maybe it was just 4. Whatever one. I just watched one last night.
Same stuff, Grant. Same stuff.
Yeah, so you know what it is. You guys, you have to connect. You talked about it. You have to connect, build rapport, right? So I'll let people go watch Frank's. I believe it's step 3, maybe it's 4. It's about rapport. It's 3 minutes. He gives you the exact goose. But
I'm going to elaborate when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Well, so I mean, you're right. You got to have rapport. You got to actually do a good job, right? But there's also some systems you can put in place that'll help push it along. Like with the Christmas lights business, I got thank you cards that I printed up.
Yes.
The thank you cards have a QR code on it to give me a review. I'm going to have a $5, $10 gift card to Starbucks or somewhere, Chick-fil-A. Yep. I don't know yet. But they're going to get that immediately after the job. I'm mailing it out.
Give them a $10 gift card to the Brothers That Just Do Gutters, and I'll get those over to you.
That's a good idea. I mean,
to your other company.
$10.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, you got to have systems in place. And the way I built it with gutter professionals is I literally paid a guy. It was like $50 a week. Maybe it was $100. I don't know. But I had him call all my customers throughout the week, ask them how their service was. Yep. If they're happy, then he was asking. And then, you got all these programs that you could intertwine with Jobber or whatnot. As soon as you hit the invoice, it's going to send them a text message. It's going to send them an email. You got to have all these things in place, but none of that's going to work if you don't do what Grant said and you actually build rapport and do a good job, right? Because if you do these things and you don't do that, it's just going to accelerate you getting bad reviews.
Let me tell you guys real quick. Frank had said some stuff the other day, and I didn't quite understand, like big words. I'm still a gutter guy. But let me tell you guys really quick for the simpletons what rapport is. Let's say you pull in the driveway and you're getting ready to do the job, or you're getting ready to create a solution and sell it. Building rapport is maybe the dad walks out with 3 daughters and you have 3 daughters. Create that connection. Maybe you see a 1986 Kawasaki dirt bike in the driveway when you have a dirt bike. Make that connection. If you have the same truck, compliment them on their house, right? Try to create something other than, just briefly,
Other than
than
gutters.
product you're selling. Let's become friends. I always teach this to my sales guys. So my solutionists are zip code based. They don't really criss and cross. I've tried all that in the past. I want you growing in your community, in those zip codes, at the gas stations, at HEB, wherever, shopping, that Home Depot, pulling up down those same roads for life. So rapport. Look it up if you don't know how to create rapport. Take a class. So why don't you introduce who this is, Daddy-O?
This is
Big Papa.
Samantha Angela Heneghan, also known as Sammy.
All
Sammy,
right.
say hello.
Hello.
How old are you?
How old are you?
3.
No, you're 2.
You're 3. Oh, we all did it
I'm
because
2.
when I
I'm
was
2.
when I was 4, I was telling people I was 10.
Yes.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Where are you?
Let me go.
You with Dad?
Let me stop.
You with Daddy? What are you doing? Say hello.
Hello.
Who are you here with? Where are you? In Mexico? Mexico?
Yes.
What was her name again? Samantha?
Samantha, Sammy. Yeah.
Samantha, what are you going to do gutters when you grow up?
What does Daddy do for work?
I'm going for enter
What does Daddy do for work?
the work with the.
Do I go to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was advice? Because I know one of the guys that you've been giving advice to. What's something that you told him?
So we just talked about culture, and that's a little bit outside of already establishing an employee, not looking for an employee. So let me try to intertwine this real quick. Got perfect. Take subcontractors out. Frank, I know you do subs. I love that model. I'm not
Fine.
doing it. I'm not going to speak on it. Right.
I
So
understand.
we're W-2. The first thing you should do when you get a new employee, you get him and you're about to train him, is express to him how important your culture is and how you will do anything to protect it. And let him know that you lead by example in that culture, that you are also, if you're an owner and you're not a culture champion or at least close, like you got to really pull yourself away and push someone in the forefront of your meetings to keep energy going. So
Well, you know what?
you got to get him excited about the energy. So Tim, the gentleman we're talking about, he's actually coming out Monday and Tuesday. I mean, we talked yesterday and today. He's coming out for 2 days with his whole team. He wants to feel that energy, that culture that we have, because there's all these branches off of that with accountability of how you get people to love working for you, do what they're asked, and then eventually create other branches off of that, doing +1s for the customers, feeling confident, being able to create upsells and things like that.
Same challenge, but actually it's better done when they're your employee. You could get really deep into it and get them deep into the sauce. And I wouldn't say I missed that, but it's a lot more valuable tool when they are your W-2 versus your 1099.
I've been dealing with 1099s for a million years, and yeah, great, that's all fine, but I have a problem with that part of the culture, because when you have a W-2 employee and you give them paid time off and you're not a prick about it, you're like, you only got 5 days for 300 and whatever 40 working days a year, 300 working days a year. That's not enough time off.
Well, that's ridiculous in of itself.
Yeah, right. Or 2 weeks paid vacation, but you better not ask for a Friday and a Monday off after you use those 2 weeks, so you can try to have an extended 4-day to also listen. Owners, people need the vacation for unwind.
Just be a human. Just be a human about it.
They also might have to go fly and visit their mom for 4 days, or their sister having a baby. You are not the most important thing on the planet.
No doubt.
For Christ's sake.
The only thing I say,
Like,
the only thing I say to employees is communicate.
Yeah.
State your case. Be
Yeah.
a human. Tell me what's
Give a
up.
little bit of a
And
notice.
I think I'm pretty real about stuff.
Don't pull the right, Tim. You know about this, like that family emergency that's like every 2 weeks. You're like, hold on, didn't your Uncle Ed.
It's always on a Monday.
Grandma died 3 times already. What's going on?
I mean, you got to get if you get rid of the fixed mindset and go into a growth mindset, that fixes everything because you're always wanting to grow. So if you could just change your mindset from fixed to growth, and it's actually something like, I don't remember the number, but it was something incredible. Like 68% of people have a fixed mindset.
Wow.
So I mean, it's not that hard to surpass most of the population if you just change your mindset to growth. Now you're always looking for new things to do, new things on the horizon. You're always looking for that next new thing because that's what you like to do. You like to grow, and you're going to be looking for it, and you're going to find it when you're looking.
You can't be innovative without growth, right? And I mean, that's got to be the
mindset of it. It's just like you gotta be willing to try out new things. And it's not always comfortable to try out new things, but that's what it takes.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I already stated it a million times. Where I'm at right now, we're not talking about the past. I'm really not hiring people with experience. I don't, I'm a very kind. You guys know all that. I don't need to throw out all these disclaimers all the time. Listen, you need to do what you're told, or go open your own business.
Look, I'm motivated by Grant's perspective, all the more to what I was talking about when we first got on this call today. Whatever the things we need to do and we want to get out and do as a network and grow and expand on, I like that approach more than anything because I don't have to go out and hunt. I'm a recruiter. I don't have to go hunt and find somebody that has that talent for all the reasons why you're talking about. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, guys, it's okay to hire a guy with 5-10 years experience. There's a lot of gentlemen out here that understand when they go to work for somebody that it's a mutual agreement. There's a lot of professionals.
Well, Grant, didn't you send me Corey? Didn't you introduce me to Corey?
Come on now.
Yeah, and I mean,
which Corey?
Well, I had a guy, and he must have been in the business 10, 15 years. I don't even know how long, but I mean,
I think when he came to you, he was probably around 10. Yeah,
10, and he fit the culture. So just because someone's been doing it 10 years doesn't mean they're not going to fit the culture. It's just
Corey's an exception, right? Listen, if we were to, here's a shout out, Corey Black, right? I'll put that guy on my team any day of the week.
I like that guy too.
Corey
Junior, Corey Black Jr.
Yeah, my back was hurt one time. He didn't even know me, and he drove out of his way to bring me some bodybuilder.
Didn't he just fall and get an injury?
Yeah, but he's doing all right. He's doing
all right. He's got his head hit in his shoulder. He's looking like he's healing now.
I don't mean that I won't hire a professional man with some experience, but I'm saying 80% of the job hoppers that have already worked at 12 companies within 20 miles, I already know that guy is a prima donna, a know-it-all, Let's break it down a little more simplistic, right? Let's agree that to get a system installed, you need a team. It's not a one-guy job. You need a team. Yep. So if you need a team, then you need guys that are team-minded. And you could see them from a mile apart, right? You the guy that's like, no, I'm the best. I've been doing this forever. I don't need any help, or I can't work with this guy. I can't work. During the interview process, you could tell the guys that are going to be a problem in a group, or after job one, it's literally job one, you could sniff out the guy that's going to be a problem because everybody else tells on him. They come to you and go, that guy sucks. And they just yank him. Or the guy that's just happy to be part of a team. And the guy that has that team mentality is thrilled to be part of that team. And guys like Grant and brothers that just do gutters with the uniform, and they're strict on the uniform, and everybody looks the same, and they're succinct, and they got the same hats, and they just fit into the culture, and they got the manuals, and every part of that, it's like the military. Every part of that gets you in line, and you guys no one's better than the next guy. You are there to do a job as a team. If you buy into that, the company wins, and so do the employees, because the job gets done swiftly. Yeah, everybody wins. Corey was an exception, right?
I'm not talking about Corey Black because he didn't work for me, but I'm talking
about Corey Bigham. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's okay to hire professionals, guys. And I'll even go one step further because a little bit of arrogance is fine, Frank. You know that. And I don't have to say this to you, but for you guys out there, Frank just nailed it on the head. When he comes into the interview and he's like, I don't need anybody. I don't want to do, all that. But if he can shout out his stats and they're true, maybe he has a reputation that precedes him, or his prior owner, you knew of him, and he can come in and say, look, I know you got some real jabronis over here. I'm willing to, work with them and make them better. But if they're not willing to grow, I really don't have to have nothing to do with them. You give me a truck and, a million miles of coil, I'll go do it. But here's my track record. I mean, that's a little different. But those guys are few and far in between, and their bosses are taking really good care of them.
And you got to be a good leader, right? I mean, you could have a guy that he came from a situation and the boss really sucked. I mean, there's a lot of bosses like that, and then they have a bad relationship, and that doesn't mean that when you hire them that you can't set the tone right from the beginning.
Perfect.
And command respect, but give respect.
But again, back to simple terms. Let's just agree, like, if there's two guys up on the ladder and they're hanging the gutter and somebody's doing the groundwork and doing downspouts, like, it's a freaking team approach. If those guys are not in sync and they don't agree to work in sync and they don't agree that you're going to do this and I'm going to do that and this is my job and that's your job and I'm not going to nitpick, oh, you didn't do this and I'm not going to do that. Like, as long as we're not fighting over the intricacies of the fact that it's a team approach,
you got to gel.
We'll be okay. But like, if you're that guy that's going to be throw a hammer into the matrix, like, get out of here. I can't have you.
And hey,
you sniff them out quick. It's the owners that don't know how to yank these guys out fast because they're like, I just need a body and we'll figure it out and I'll train them and this and that. No. It's not about training. It's about personality. Get them out.
Yes, 100%. And that's the problem, guys. Right, Tim? I talked with you about that. I'm talking with this other guy about it. And a lot of
let those guys rot. Let them rot on the side.
People are in that situation where maybe they have one guy with 2 years experience and, maybe they have 2 or 3 other guys, 17, 18, 19, that have been doing it for 90 days or 6 months. And they are so scared to let that 2-year guy go. That's a cancer. He's not a team player. He's constantly whining. You guys can deal with that guy for the next 5 or 6 years while he runs off all your employees. And that's way bigger headache than just shutting the business down for a couple weeks.
Okay, so how about, let's take it broader to the owners out there.
Yeah.
What if we are saying, we got you guys. We got you. We got the training manuals. We got the in-house training, in-person training. We'll fly to you.
Yep.
We're going to come to you. We're going to make you right. Forget about the guys you think you need to hold on to. I might even line everybody up and walk through the ranks and go, get this prick out of here. He's a fucking asshole.
We could ask him 2 or 3 questions like, do you want to grow? How much do you know? Where do you want, whatever. Where do you want to go? I'm just saying the
comfort in ownership to know that if we have a dealer network together and we're putting them in on it and we're saying, don't worry about you being worried that you don't have the right guys. We'll bring the right guys in. We'll get the right guys. We're going to shake out the guys that are wrong in your operation because you just don't know any better. We're not trying to beat you up about it, but we're trying to make your operation proper. We're going to shake you down to the foundation, and we're going to build this right back up, and we're going to show you what you need, and we're going to give you the proper systems in place, in writing, manuals, the whole thing, and let's go. Stop with the bullshit. You just didn't know any better. It's fine.
Let me say one thing on that.
Why freeze on you guys? Because it's happened like 3 times. Yeah, you lose my internet.
Besides the manuals and stuff like that, the companies already are coming to me. They're bringing their people. They're sending their people. The owners are coming. It's like, you want to hang out in the truck all day long? Let's do it. I'm gonna make sure you leave a different man. 100%. So I'm already doing that. I've been doing that for 8 years. Come right along. Come bring your guys. It's called natural selection. When you bring your 4 guys to me, you're going to know who you're letting go of when you get home. You're going to know who you're keeping when you come.
I mean, I'm in South Florida, so it's really diverse. I mean, we had pretty much every single race. I had, black, white, Hispanic, Mexican, Puerto Rican.
Butter pecan, Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I don't care. If you could hang gutters and you got a good attitude.
Cubans down there too, right? Yep.
What's that?
I said, yeah, you have Cubans and Colombians, Dominicans.
Yeah, I've had Cubans working for me. I don't care. It's just, you got to have a good attitude, and that's all that really matters to me. Good attitude, and can you handle?
All right, let's get to it. How many white boys do you have working down there?
Who, me?
Anywhere. How many white guys want to work?
We always have white guys, man. Over at Nathan's, I had a slew of white guys. So over here, I have 1, 2. So I have 2 white guys. I had 2 black guys. I told you guys that one guy went in the safe. The one black guy, he went in the safe. Unfortunate situation. So I had 2 white guys, 2 black guys, two Hispanics, and now I have an Indian guy, like from India. He's American. He's actually in his 5th year of medical school, and he's running my shop right now. So we have everything except for like an Asian person.
So New England's getting watered down. I mean, I always had quote unquote white boys, but I have, everybody's legal, but I have Hondurans, Costa Ricans that you come into the United States, you get right with the government, you get a SS number. And you don't get an SS number, you get a tax ID number, and you could form an LLC. They make you to drag it out to get that SS number and that green card, but you could still run a company because they want the tax money.
Do you know how many applications I've gotten in the past 60 days?
Just an open-ended question,
well, yeah. I mean, I'm a couple hours from the border. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous.
So you get a lot of illegals applying?
I mean, by the boatload.
Well, they're scared to hire illegals in Florida now because they changed some laws over here.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying we're hiring illegals.
I know you're not.
God bless their soul. I get it. I mean, 95% of those people literally just want a better life and work. So
part of me
know they're hard workers, but you're not. That's a different situation. But yeah, I mean, just in general in Austin. But now we've got 11,000 people a day coming up through.
Yeah.
So I understand the new generation, spending time on their phones. I raise my kids differently than most. So, my kids, the ones of working age, are already working. You saw my post about my oldest daughter. I mean, she's stacking bread, working. But I have not had an issue in the past 10 years, and that's in Michigan, Indiana, Boise, Idaho, all over Florida, just south of your area, Tim. So southern, West Palm Beach, all the way down to Miami, including Texas now, San Antonio and Austin. I haven't had a single issue finding people to work. None. Zero. There's always resumes. Always resumes on. But in my own network, people are saying they can't find people to work. And I'm like, well, pick up the phone, have a phone call with me. I can show you how to do it. I'm just saying me personally. So
what do you guys, what do Benny's look like at Brothers?
I never had a problem finding workers, but you do.
What look like?
Benefits. How are you guys paying outside of just?
You're a W-2. Okay, so you're a W-2 over here, and there's bonuses. You could have quarterly bonuses. There's retirement on profitable years. There's a retirement plan. There's healthcare. We're just rolling out World Healthcare. You've got to wait till the new year to enroll because that's a new thing. So if you can go to a job and people can offer you this whole list of bennies, or you can come get a career and maybe cut back a little bit on the bennies. But I've always said it, I like my money up front. I want my money. You can give me zero benefits and pay me top dollar. Or you can pay me.
Yeah, it's a salesman's approach. That's how I roll.
BS.
Give me
pay,
top.
And then tell me you can give me all this other crap. Let me choose my own benefits with my own money. So like I said the other day, 67% of the working class from $60,000 to $100,000 a year is still paycheck to paycheck. You can argue that people are, driving $1,000 a month trucks, living out of.
It's more than that, bro. It's more than that. It's like 80%. They say no, 80% don't have $1,000 in checking ready to pay for a car.
That is crazy.
Car damage.
You got to go listen to Dave Ramsey and make sure you pay cash for everything and starve to death before you. I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, I'm not a Dave Ramsey guy.
I respect him, but come on, you're worth $400 billion.
He's good if you're not an entrepreneur. If you're someone that's never gonna, I don't know. He's good for certain people. It's just not.
If your wife's gonna leave you because you keep spending all the money, but you make good money, then you need Dave Ramsey because it's kind of counseling. And they're
Yeah.
going to teach you how to like co-handle the money.
I just
But
want
I'm
to
like-
make more money. I'm not trying. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'm pretty frugal, but you can make more money. Everything isn't saving.
The best piece of advice I have for you is come see me. If your team isn't working out, bring them and come see me. Just let's start off with one day. It doesn't have to be about the money. You want to waste a bunch of my time, we're going to charge you a whole bunch. But realistically, I can get you right. I guarantee it. Listen, use all three of us for sure. But I'm just saying, like, if you want a cure, bring them guys to come see me.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you got a culture problem, or if you got a hiring problem, or if you got an installation problem, I think that they do need to go see you. I'm not really
Or you, or
not
Frank.
interested in getting into all that. And
Sure.
you know, I think that if you're looking to kind of get some secrets to scale and grow, I could help on the business end. You know, Frank can help. He's got the gutter school. He's going to have the gutter app with the gutter school in it. We all could help, and we're going to do some stuff together. But the main thing is just having that growth mindset and seek new knowledge and implement it. Don't stay stagnant.
Yeah. Layers to this. There's layers. The first couple layers are just your own chops, right? Can you install yourself? Do you understand the inner workings of a gutter system? Are you just new to the business, or are you just trying to understand this? Like, do you even have chops yourself? If you understand the rain gutter installation process and then you're jammed up on how to scale, that's a whole nother thing. I think from there, step two is really analyze your branding and your marketing and your presence and who you are. Do you have a website? What does that website look like? Is there any SEO elements to it? Is there any content within the site? Do you have city pages? You know, how do you present? Because if you do know how to, layer one, if you know how to understand layer one, how to install, and then you could fix layer two, which is get the phone to ring, like make that website hum a bit and get some attention over there. If the inbound phone calls come, you shouldn't really have a problem installing and making money because you already know layer one. So it's what layer are you jammed up on? And, we're not trying to make this easy because it really isn't. We understand it's not easy. Different strokes for different folks. Some guys have different talents. Some guys are amazing with tools. Some guys are just freaking amazing with hand tools. They could do woodwork, light woodwork, trim, carpentry, miter fascia, miter crown molding, and then the gutters is so simple to them that the work themselves is so simple. That's not really the problem, but their brand sucks, and they just don't know how to. They're cheap. Maybe they don't want to put $1 behind the brand. They don't know how to push the brand.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head too with people being cheap, right?
The 30-second elevator speech is constant combing, constantly finding the ads that produce. And the ones that don't, throw them away. The ones that do, put more money against them. And you just keep dialing. And George is at the helm of that. That's why I asked George to answer that question, because he understands my mentality with that. And he is at the controls of how we monetize ads and how we deactivate ads. But my client base, my territory knows that brand.
Yeah.
And it's brand awareness, right? Do you guys think that you need to be the best top paid ad? Because I am an outlier of an outlier of an outlier. You can't even understand top paid ad. I can't compete with Goliath. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about the guys that have, Grant, this is a weird one. What about the guys that are competing with brothers that just do gutters in Tuscaloosa, whatever?
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get up. They're doing 300,000 and they want to get to 1 million. And God damn it, it's that brothers that just do gutters in Tuscaloosa that has that top billing on sponsored ads. And what do we do about that?
Yeah, I don't know. If you can't beat us, join us. All right.
I wasn't easy to beat, Frank.
Well, listen, real quick. If you can't beat us, join us. But like, figure it out. Tim, what?
I mean, it's a slow scaling, right? You don't have to be that top spot. No. You have to have enough leads to make sure that you're providing work for your crew. And then you need to scale it slowly. You don't want to scale too fast, because sometimes scaling too fast could put you in a bad spot. So you want to scale slowly, but as long as you're closing 50, 60% of your leads, you shouldn't be afraid of having higher ad spend. You just got to be able to produce that work if you get it. So you don't have to beat that guy. You just have to play it smart and figure out how many leads you actually need. And if you need more and your closing ratio is good, scale it. There's nothing to be afraid of if you're closing 50%.
Remember,
if any of you guys want to do $2 million a year, I don't care what you're doing now. Actually, I care, because I'm going to scrutinize and I'm going to really screen you. But if you're interested in doing 1.5 to 2 million, reach out. These boys are all involved too. Okay. We want to hear from you. We have all the recipes. I can't tell it to you on the telephone. It's just not that simple. It's a lifestyle. It's a process. It's a lifestyle. We have to come in and just stop everything we're doing and come and see you and be with you and be part of you. And we could do it. We're doing it now. All of us are doing it now. We could do it for you too. Stop what you're doing and reach out. Send us a DM and let's talk.
Yeah, just reach out, and it doesn't matter what level what you're at. You know, with Tim's gutter growth, there's, I would say, 75 to 80% of the market is in need of gutter growth. I am at the top of the market, and I am in need of gutter growth.
The problem is people shouldn't be afraid to spend money. I mean, if you're going to spend money, but it's going to get you a return, are you really spending money?
Correct.
You're not.
Also, there's all this banter, jobber, this, that, whatever. It's right next to Frank's name, if you've been watching this thing. And Frank, I have a lot of conversations. I should be on your board of directors or something, but I don't even know anything about it. But I just believe in you.
You should be.
Gutter app is coming out soon, and this is going to be a perfect fit. You've heard Frank talk about who it's a perfect fit for. 85, again, 80 to 90% of the market. Get your hands on Gutter app. And you guys that I'm talking to, you 15 or 20 guys that I talk to almost every day, it's coming soon. Tell us, Frank, when are these guys going to get their hands on it?
We're there. I mean, my God, what a painstaking task.
Well, you're doing it right. I had to tell a gentleman the other day, I don't call shots, we do that behind the scenes. Someone was in my DM the other day and said, so-and-so told me that you said Gutter app was where it was at. Explain it. And I said, well, what do you want to know? I'm not a rep for the company. He said, well, I want to know why it's taking so long. And how about you just get out of here. If you can't wait for something to be good, this guy's making this thing come out perfect.
The programming is not the hard part. The hard part is managing the expectations, honestly, because I have so many relationships and so many contacts at this point. Gutter Installer Facebook group's got over 3,700 followers and growing by 20 a day.
Yep.
The hardest part is managing expectations. And guys, we are just trying to do right by you. Yeah. The thing I repeat myself the most about, and it's the hardest thing for me to digest because I have a big business myself. My local services company does over $3 million a year. We did not build a CRM. That's not what we built. I did not build a CRM. I'm not competing with Jobber. I built a sales tool for the gutter installer and gutter salesman. We built a sales tool. What does that mean? We gave you a tool to create demos and present inside the household. We gave you a tool to build quotations. We gave you a tool to convert those quotations into contracts. We gave you a tool to transact and get credit cards. Zero merchant fee credit card processing where you're not
That's the best part, baby.
Oh
Absolutely.
My God, I can't even tell you.
He's going to save you more money. If you can just look at the app is free. The amount of money that they're going to save you, the app is free. Am I right in saying that, Frank?
It's beyond free. You're saving a couple hundred for the guys that do,
we take a credit card, $2.5–3 million,
I do $300,000 a month in credit card processing.
No. We're probably doing, 1.8 or 2 million. I'm saying out of 2.5 to 3, 2.2 of that's credit cards.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, but it's not a CRM. I'm not trying to replace Jobber for you guys that want to put everything on. We're getting there. By the way, it's a process.
I got a question real quick for you. Hold
yes,
on.
please.
Jobber, everybody keeps talking about Jobber, and I'm aware of it. Is anybody else aware that there's better stuff than Jobber out there? And I'm not going to give away my secret.
But Grant, it's you guys,
but these people out here.
It's software. It's functions versus spend. That's the problem. So there is better software, but it's more geared towards like roofing companies. It's very expensive.
Let me ask one more question about the Gutter app, just out of curiosity. I mean, I know a decent amount about it because I got my eyes on everything, and I'm friends with you, so you've explained enough. But just in theory, just random craziness, could you use the Gutter app for some other home service, like obviously without picking out the materials list? I mean, could you sell window washings and would it still give you a nice?
Yeah. So one of the key features that we did, and I'm so glad we did it. We spent a lot of it stalled us for a couple of months. What we did was
this is why it's late, guys, because they are making it amazing.
We created this templating feature that allows the user of the app to build their own template. So let's say you wanted to build something that you sell day in and day out. Let's say you're a power washer and you power wash driveways. So you want to build a very robust line item for driveway power washing, which explains all the features and benefits of the service. You're talking about the chemicals you use, you talk about all the processes, all the steps, and you want to build it out, and you got all these bullets, and it's very built out.
Fabulous.
You build it once inside the app, you save it, and there it is. It lives inside the app for you to use again and again and again. That took some time. On the other side of it is we created on the admin side, where my staff and I have the ability to administrate. We have control over building the same items for you. So in the sense of the rain gutter space, where we think we know best, where we have great relationships with the manufacturers, let's say Alurex. Let's say Alurex T-Rex or Alurex Double Pro, or let's say Leaf Blaster Pro. And we think we do a better job just because we've been at this for a while to really embellish on features and benefits and design a really robust itemized line item inside the quote. We could build that on the administrative side and make it live there, and it's ready for you whenever you want. So if you come into that app and you're a Leaf Blaster Pro, fanatic, and that's your product, it's there waiting for you. You just drag and drop, you click it, and then you don't have to type it in and build it every single time you build a quote. We just have our embellished, descriptive on how to sell that product. You just use that, you click it, and then boom, it's part of your quote. If you wanted to edit that, you have the ability to do that too. There's some, I'm an English lit major, right? I studied Shakespeare for 3 years in college at the University of Connecticut.
Now it makes sense with your repository.
I'm an orator, brother. This is what I do. I'm a reader. I read it. I forget it. I read so many damn books I had to. I was quizzed on them. This is what we do best. This is why my companies do well locally. So let me lend that to you and just bake it into the app. And so that's what we're doing here. And we're trying to get the guys that they're like, we're not good writers. We've been doing quotes on, Staples contractor quote forms with a couple scribble scrabbles and a price.
Stop doing that, guys. Stop.
Oh, man.
So guys, it's coming. Hey, it was fabulous having this chat with you guys. We just rocked out, 2.5 hours, something like that. That was fabulous.
Someone's got to answer to my wife. I don't know who it's going to be.
I gotta go. Man, I've been gone
George.
5 a.m. So. Hey, real quick, can we do a legit, 15 seconds? Tell us what you're doing, Frank. Tell the people who you are, what you're doing. 15 seconds.
My name's Frank Heneghan. I'm doing big things. All right. I'm working some national stuff. I'm trying to get contractors that are very savvy about improving water issues on people's homes from the top down. That means roofs, rain gutters, and drainage to get their heads straight and create a congruent, reasonable solution in one brand that they could deliver to the homeowner and say, listen, I got this from a holistic approach I understand what's happening here and I have the solutions. We're going to deliver those answers to those contractors, create a national dealer network, roll it out, spin it up, and get guys humming across the country where it's needed the most. That's what I'm doing.
Fabulous. Tim, what are you doing? Who are you and what are you doing?
Doing gutter growth things. Besides that, everyone knows I'm doing the Christmas lights now. I'm looking for partners in the next couple of years to grow that out. And I'm going to see what Frank talks me into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Working hard, brother. I'm going to crowbar you.
Yeah, you guys keep your eyes out for that gutter app and the gutter growth. Remember, they coincide, you guys. So if you need a good application to help you start to look a little more professional or a lot more professional, you're going to at the same time need to make sure that you're growing. And as Tim always says, right, working on your business, not in your business. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Grant Hubbard here. And I'm just along for the ride in this. I believe in both of what these guys are doing. You guys already know what I'm doing. I'm here if you need some help with your training of your guys. I don't know all the fabulous marketing tactics and some of your higher end business side stuff like these two gentlemen, which is I'm flocking with them right now because I'm absorbing it. Same thing with Kip, I'm absorbing it. But if you need help trying to figure out why your guy can't do A, B, and C, come talk to me. You can come talk to any one of these guys. You can talk to all three of us. The more knowledge you can get, the merrier. But I'm your local custom gutter guy, and I can help you.
Kind of like Spider-Man.
I'm Superman today, baby. I'm Superman.
All right, gentlemen.
Fabulous.
Always appreciate you.
Be safe. Thanks, Tim. Hey, Tim, I did wanted to tell you one thing. I just had it on my mind, man. Please be safe out there popping all those signs by yourself, brother. I did have a friend a few years back got slammed by a car. I tell my guys all the time when we're putting signs out, be careful, man. We care about you, brother. Frank.
Appreciate you, bro.
Your platform's awesome, man. I appreciate both you guys always having me on.
Wait till we launch. Thanks for the support, guys, and the never-ending faith.
Later, George.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.